Greetings YouTube, and welcome back to Le.Monde.Du.VAPEUR with me, Vitaly Vapour. Many thanks for joining me. For those of you who were with us last time, we have completed the windmill build and we finished off all the internal finishes. Off camera, I've added in this bridge here which links into Farm Hills, and I have completely surrounded the build with a field of wheat. So, what are we going to be doing this episode? Well, TU46 came out this week, and with it brought lots of new blocks that we're not quite ready to run off and gather yet. We're nowhere near prepared to go to the end and get ourselves a pair of elytra or any purpur. But there is one thing that has happened in this latest update. Actually, I'm just going to take this route into Farm Hills. It's not finished yet. I've run out of materials, and that is where we're going to be taken to actually, because the material I've run out of is wool. As you can see, I've got this far up and then I ran out. So this is what the stairwell will look like with these set-in lights. If we just come this way, we were going to start looking at creating an automated villager breeder so that we could begin an iron farm soon. But we hit one snag when trying to complete that staircase, and that is TU46 updates console Minecraft to effectively be in line with release 1.10 on PC. And look at these sheep in the wool farm, they no longer make their way round. So this humongous build in here is now pretty obsolete, unfortunately, and we're no longer getting a decent output of wool when we're going AFK. So what are we going to do about this? We are going to rebuild this. I'll put a link in the description to the video I will be using as a basis for my tweaked wool farm, but it's by a YouTuber called Snow Crash. He's got a fantastic accent and a fantastic tutorial, but we're going to be using his design for something that he calls the lamb hot dog. It's effectively very similar to this wool farm, apart from it's only on 2 layers and it requires 40 sheep. So I've run this in a survival world to make sure it works, and what I'm going to quickly do off camera now is I'm going to break this room down. It doesn't need to be this height, it only needs to come to here. So I'm going to break down the farm and break down all these resources, lower the ceilings, break out the wool farm, try and get the sheep separated off into a pen for now, somewhere down the end, because again, it doesn't even need to be this long. It's to do with the sheep's pathfinding, I think, in this update. They don't seem to see, they only walk so far and then they stop. So we're going to probably decrease the depth of that room by about half as well. So if I just cut away now and prepare that, I'll bring you all back when I'm ready to begin the wool farm. Okay guys, so as you can see off camera, I've gone ahead and broken out the old sheep farm and lowered the ceiling in this room so it's the same height as the other rooms within Farm Hills. I will go ahead and lower the ceiling height in here with the black nether brick. Make sure it's all sufficiently lit so we don't get mob spawning. The other thing is that this farm's considerably shorter than the last one, so currently we have all the sheep from the farm penned off over here. So this whole back space here will be blocked off with cobblestone and lit so mobs don't spawn. Also off camera, I've gone ahead and bred these sheep to make sure there are 40, because Snow Crash's design requires 40 sheep. So, also off camera, I've gone ahead and put in this first grass platform. It is 10 blocks by 3. And I'm just going to show you the materials you need. So you need 60 grass blocks. Don't worry if you don't have enough. As you can see, I've already laid down around 30 and I've only got 20 left. You can use dirt. As long as you've got light levels, the grass will spread. I'd recommend bringing along extra dirt anyway for builds in survival for using as temporary blocks and scaffolding. I've brought along around half a stack of cobblestone and some half slabs and a block of birch. This is just purely for aesthetics. So for the actual build, you'll need 2 carpets, 2 buckets of water, 2 signs, 1 door, 6 hoppers, 7 redstone dust, 1 lever, 1 redstone torch, 4 redstone comparators, 1 dispenser, 1 dropper, some blocks of choice, around a stack and a half of glass. I've brought along 2 stacks, 1 glass pane, 1 trap door, must be a wood trap door, one cobblestone wall, 3 ladders, and a jack-o'-lantern. So the first thing we're going to do, grab something to eat, is once you've placed down this 10 by 3 area, so if we just check it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at the very end in the middle, place down a cobblestone wall and take out your blocks of choice and your ladder. Build a tower of 3 blocks of choice and place ladders on the front of all of those. Now, above this platform, we will place in the next grass block platform. It has to be the same size, but it's forward by 1. So go 2 above. As you can see, I'm just going to use the side of the old farm here to set this off. But yeah, from here, make sure it's offset forward by 1 and 3 wide, and go back 10 blocks. Okay, once you've got that lot, you can go ahead and start forming the very back of this farm. So for that, we're going to need to take out some glass, I believe, and we're going to look to place down, let's see, if we take out some glass here, on the side of this block, go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, so running into the grass there. And I'm going to struggle here. I'm going to take out these half slabs for a minute just to make doing this build a bit easier. Basically, I surround my build with half slabs to make sure, along with the light levels, that no mobs spawn around here, because I don't want anything spawning back in the back of the farm. So you'll quite often see when I'm building these redstone farms, I surround them with half slabs. Not purely aesthetic, but as I say, it stops mobs from spawning. So go ahead and place down 3 blocks like that. And then if we use... Ooh, can we even get in? We can. Perfect. Come up the top here. And on this grass here, take out your glass pane and place that there, like so. And then you want to go ahead and build a horseshoe of glass around the top of your block of choice. So place down 4 blocks there, and then 5, and 1 there, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take that up 3 high. Okay, once you've done that, take out a sign. I like to place that here, but you can place it on the side of the glass blocks if you'd prefer. So place down a sign here. Doesn't have to have anything written on it. And then go ahead and place down a bucket of water at the back there on top of the staircase. Now the glass pane below stops that flowing downwards, and this sign stops that going forward. And that is everything done at that stage. So if we drop back down here, we need to go ahead and place in our hoppers. So this is a variant on Snow Crash's design. So place 2 going into the back of that chest, and then place a chain in like that. So it basically goes in, across, and over to here. Now on top of this one, I believe it is, place down a hopper facing straight down, take out your wooden trapdoor, and place that straight on the top there, like so. Now we can go ahead and start boxing in this whole build. So I'm going to be using glass and grey wool, much like the previous farm. So I want to place a block there, and then I want to place 2 blocks there for now, and then I'm going to put a block down there, but don't place one there. Place 1 on top of that hopper, and then I'm going to fill this area in like so, all with blocks. Perfect. I'm going to have that one as a solid. I'm going to place down a jack-o'-lantern there just for extra light. Nice. And then here I'm going to do a little pattern like so. Take out some glass, place down some glass there, place down some glass there, place down grey wool, place down glass. Then I'm gonna start forming the area where the farm is encased. So let's just grab a bit more grey wool. So place down a block of grey wool there. And then I want to run a line of half slabs across here that come all the way over to this wall. And then I'm going to place down a half slab there. Now, for a second, let me just take that away. I think that went into the chest, didn't it? It did. Okay. Up the top here, we're going to place down grey wool either side here, and then grey wool. And then if we get out our glass again, glass, 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 grey wool, grey wool, grey wool. Those of you who saw the last AFK wool farm will remember that this is pretty much the exact same design we used for that. So this is going to be interesting. Let's drop down. Place that there, and then that should give you this design like so. And then over to this edge here, I just want to place in grey wool the whole way down to enclose that like so. I can still get into the farm through here. So wherever I've got gaps that I'm worried about, I'm just going to place those in like so. And I think that will be it for this part of the build. Okay guys, just looking at this part here, I've realised I've made a slight mistake with this hopper. So this one's correct, but this one's not. And we don't want that bit of wall there. What we want to do with the hoppers, guys, is we want to make sure we've got two facing into there. Like so. And then we can just have temporary blocks either side then to block off the sides of the farm. So you can have a block there and a block there. And we can then just go ahead and complete the sheep funnel, as I call it. So to complete this last part of the sheep funnel, you want to place down a couple of glass blocks here and here. I'm going to take this block away for a minute just so I can get in and out. And again, I'm just going to break out some of these half slabs, which I'll replace at the end. And then what we then can do is along the bottom of the farm, we can then go ahead and place glass in the whole way round, all the way to the back here. So we want to place it in like so. And I'm making sure we don't get stuck, which we currently are. Bugger, we'll have to break one bit of glass. And then two there. And then if we do the same all along here, making sure we're not trapped inside, that would be the bottom part of the farm complete. So we just need to add in some blocking off mechanisms at the very top of the farm. Oh, before we go up there, we need to sort out getting into there really, and we've blocked ourselves off. So hopefully we can get into this. Just realised what we forgot to do. We need another sign placed in. So that sign needs to go here, like so. And then because we did this bit of prep work before, the last bucket of water, your second bucket of water, can go in there. And then that should go up to the sign and stop nice and neatly. So if we work our way back up, so we don't need the bucket anymore, We need to replace these couple of blocks that we unfortunately broke out, and then we can look to complete the top half of the farm. So let's work out how we're going to get up there. So if I do a horrible job there. So up here, one block up, you can place in 2 lines of glass. Bit like what we did below. It's alright, we'll get out one way or another, won't we, guys? And that connects up to that part of the farm. So let's have a look. We're going to do that so we can get back out. What a waste. We need to be a bit more careful with our glass. So if we look there, and then there, and that should be this part of the build completed. Can we get round at the moment? No, we cannot. Oh, I thought we could jump on there. Alright, what we'll do is we'll break our way through the wool at the side here. Perfect. Right, we are nearly completed, guys. All looking good. So let's take out our door, and I like to place that from this side here so that it's viewable from the outside. And then we need to go ahead and build ourselves a little mechanism in here. So you want to take out a dropper and have that facing up. Use a temporary block for here. Take out your dispenser and have that facing this way. Then we can smash out these temporary blocks in here for a second. There we go. And then into the dropper at the bottom, go ahead and place a hopper going into that dropper, and then take out your carpet and cover the top of the hopper, and then cover the top of that jack-o'-lantern. Say all purely aesthetic there. And then I like to just finish off a couple of bits of this room like so. So there we go, there's a roof in there, and then we've blocked off so you shouldn't be able to see any grass from the outside. And then here I just need to move this wall over by 1, so unfortunately we have to break yet another glass block. And then we're going to take this away here, and then we just need to do a little bit of cosmetic work here, so we'll speed that up. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've broken out an area here. So along this side here, we want to place down a lever that we will be using to turn off the redstone clock so we don't have an endless ticking sound, and it will also shut the door automatically for when we're going AFK. So if that's here, so you come in, pull that switch, and it shuts the door for you. So if we leave it off for a second, and if we come round to here, what we need to look at is this little area we've created here. So we've got 2 blocks coming off the back of our dispenser, and then 1 block coming off the back of the lever, and then we have this little platform set into the wall by 1 of 5 by 2, and we are going to replace all these half slabs actually while we're here, just to show that these aren't necessarily required. And same along here for a minute. Perfect. So take out a temporary block and a block that you will want to use. So I personally want to have my if I place down my dirt, I want to have that block there, just purely as aesthetic choice. And then if I take out my comparators and some redstone, so with your 4 comparators, 2 facing into this block towards the dispenser, and then 2 comparators facing away. Join the end 2 with a couple of bits of redstone dust. Then here we want to place down a couple of bits of redstone, 3 bits there which run to the lever, and then 2 bits here which run to that dispenser. Now the last thing we're going to place in is our redstone torch, and that goes on there like so. Now what this is a fading comparator redstone clock. So at the moment it's ticking away. Can you hear that? So if we wait for it to pulse again, there you go. So it's a nice slow pulsing clock. However, with that lever pulled, the door opens to let us out, and then it activates this line of redstone here, which locks these comparators, and then there's no redstone signal going to this dropper. So that is everything here. So if I just come around here just to make sure I've got everything there. Yep, I think that's us. So if I just very quickly show you how I would finish off this last bit of the farm. I personally would look to place in a block there, and then I would probably have, let's have a look, I'd have one lined up with that window, and I like to see the redstone personally, so I'd probably say I'm going to place in 2 bits of glass like that, and that is the farm completed. So go ahead and throw all your, if you throw loads of shears into these droppers here, that will prepare that. So all that's left for me to do is to get the sheep into the farm, so, and add in those half slabs over there. So I'm going to cut ahead to that point, and I'll see you guys there. Okay guys, so I finally managed to coerce all the sheep into the farm, and as you can see down the end I've blocked it off. I still need to go in there and finish putting the ceiling in, but I will do that off camera. I've added a few torches around just to make sure the grass has plenty of light level. So let's give this thing a test. So much like the old farm, just use L2 to distribute some items to fill all your inventory slots. Oh, and or throw them on the ground alternatively. Let's try that again. I actually have a pair of shears in my inventory still. So if I were to do that, okay, let's see if this thing works. So we pull the switch. We aim forward, and hopefully these guys will start moving around. That seems to be working a lot better than it was before. Still not quite as smooth as it does on PC, but they are slowly pushing each other around. Yep, there does seem to be a bit of pathfinding going on. I'm guessing, without being a sheep expert, I'm guessing that as they're sheared, they go in search of the grass to replenish their wool, and because there's so many in there, they're pushing each other around like a continuous like sheep conga line. So this is definitely working a lot better than the old broken design. So this actually looks like it will actually be able to go AFK. I'm wondering where that bit of wool just went that bounced off in front of me. Did it go through into the dropper, or did it go through into the hopper in front of me with the trapdoor on top? Because hopefully that didn't make its way into the dropper, because that will be annoyance otherwise, because that will mean that you'll eventually be thrown a piece of wool to hold. So that appears to be working fine. I'll do a bit of testing off camera, and as I go ahead and add that ceiling finish in. They seem to be making their way round still. There we go. Shear that one. Yeah, some seem to get past without getting sheared, which is a bit of a shame. There we go. Got that one. Still going. Still going. Yeah, see, some won't move. Still an improvement, I would say. Let's just check a bit of that wall didn't make it into there. How could we check that quickly? I suppose that would be a pain because we'd be breaking that. Let's have a look in here anyway. Well, that's not bad. For a couple of seconds work, we've already started to build up a small pile of wool. So that's good news. I think this is a vast improvement. So with resources in tow once again, we are going to look to break this room out, and we're going to move the villagers down from their holding pen all the way down at that end of Farm Hills and put them in a villager breeder here, and then hopefully in the episode following next we can look to implement an iron farm, because we need lots of iron if we're going to continue with these redstone builds. So, as always guys, many thanks for joining me, and I hope you're with me next week. I look forward to seeing you all then. Bye for now.